people. And I have to give you this background story so you really understand where I'm getting this information from. There's millennials, people born between 1980 and 2001. Then there's people that came before those people, which is Generation X and the baby boomers. Now, Generation X and the baby boomers are responsible for the millennials and Generation Y. So when they say millennials are headaches, they created us, okay? You guys created us. You created this problem. So youth and wisdom with the millennials, right? Obviously, it's going wisdom and experience from the older generations, but the youth and the energy is going to come from the millennials. When you put those two together, do you think there'd be a powerful situation? I think if you just leave millennials, right, to run a business, I think it'd be a little crazy, right? It'd be very innovative, but it'd be a little crazy. Yeah. But I think if you left the baby boomers and Generation X to run a business, well, I think it'd be very functional, but it might be a little slow, right? Maybe a little outdated, right? I know my mom, I told you the story already. She covers the webcam with a piece of tape. She thinks people are watching. It's her generation, I understand, right? It's her generation, the Vietnam generation, right? So, but I think when you put the two together, I'm right? You guys must, right? I'm right. When you put the two generations together, it's a very powerful situation. And that's where Kuvera really comes into play, because it's exactly what they did. So I talked about smartphones already and what smartphones can potentially do. You can open up a business today on your smartphone. If you wanted to reach somebody, what's the quickest way to do it? On your smartphone. What does Airbnb do? What does Airbnb do?
Rent houses.
Rent houses, right? As opposed to doing what? Hotels, right? What does Uber do?
Taxi service.
Taxi service, as opposed to doing what? Actual taxi cars, right? Regular cars. Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, right? What does iTunes do? Right? Any of you guys ever heard of HMV before? Right? So what's happening here? Smartphones are eliminating the middle class. It's giving the average person an opportunity to create awareness, create a business, create a system without a mega corporation backing them. So if you wanted to sell whatever, garments, if you wanted to sell cupcakes, you could put it on a social media platform, completely cut out the middle person, and create a situation where you could have passive income. That's what's possible today. Now, I've heard multiple stories. You guys have probably heard of multiple stories. People becoming millionaires with apps and stuff like that. Where do you think WhatsApp came from? Snapchat, Instagram. Where do you think these things came from? They were just people in basements thinking of ways to connect us. Now, social media connects us, but it also separates us, because energy speaks before words, and sometimes you can't always get the same energy online, which is why we still do live events like this. So, the springboard, understanding what drives attention in business today. And there's a point, while I'm giving you guys this background, there's a point to this. What's really driving Airbnb, Uber? What's really driving the force between Apple Music and Tidal and Spotify? What's really giving them the revenue? It's networks. Networks are the new net worth in the 21st century. Now, maybe you use Instagram, or maybe you know somebody else that uses Instagram. Maybe you have a bunch of followers, or you know somebody else that has a bunch of followers. Can I give you guys probably the most bold statement I'm going to make today? Your followers is currency in 2018. Your following on Facebook, that's currency in 2018. People think it's just likes. It's just little emojis. It's not. That's currency. The more people that you can influence in 2018, the bigger your outreach in 2018, the bigger your brand, the more revenue. That's how we attract today. You can put out one message. It could be any message. This is generic. And you can hit 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 to 30,000 people in a weekend. Tell me something that could do that in the 90s. Right? Now, people sometimes ignore social media. They don't use it for the right reasons. And some people are totally oblivious to it. This business I'm going to be breaking down for you originated around a social media platform. If Facebook were a country, it'd be the 3rd largest country in the world. We got to be mighty ignorant to ignore that. It's a force to be reckoned with today. So that's what's really driving attention in business. So at the end of the day, it's money. Money is why we're here. I hate when I come to situations like this or speaking engagements like this, and I've been to a bunch of them before, and the person at the front says, it's not always about the money. It is about the money, okay? I'm not wasting your time on Saturday morning. It is about the money. For those who say it's not about the money, tell that to your bill collector. on the last day of the month. Tell them it's not about the money. Tell the bank it's not about the money, right? When your family's hungry, tell them it's not about the money. It is about the money. Money ranks up here with oxygen. But I don't believe money equals success. Success is validation. If you can go to bed with a peace of mind, you're already successful. Success and money are two different things. Who here believes they're already successful? By a show of hands. You have a family, you're proud of your family, you're successful. Right? Go to bed with a peace of mind, you're successful. Who here thinks about money before they sleep? And then the first thing when they wake up? That's not good. That's not, people think it's good, that's not good. If money's on your mind before you go to bed, and money's on your mind the first thing when you wake up, that's not good. That's not good. Okay? So this situation here will give you a reason to put money up here with oxygen, but also give you a purpose behind it. Because everybody has a reason why. Does that make sense? Yeah. Everybody has a reason why. You want money because of fill in the blank, right? You should make a habit of taking your slippers at night, placing them under your bed. So when you get up out of your bed, you put your knees on the floor and you show gratitude before you do anything. Because that right there, once you have that, everything else is possible. Your greatest thinking got you to whatever's going right or wrong in your life. And it all starts with up here. This business has nothing to do with skill, it has everything to do with mindset. The programs I'm going to show you, the emotions with the programs that come with it, the ability to teach people how they work, it's all mindset. There's no practical skills in this business, okay? So that's my view on money. So what does Kuvera do? Well, they merge education and technology together, centered around the financial markets. Now, who here got a degree in finance? One person. 2 people, 3 people, right? Let me talk to the rest of you guys. How did you learn how money works without that degree in finance?
Kind of figured it out for myself.
Trial and error? Yeah? How well did that work for everybody here?
Crap.
Right?
Some successes, some losses.
I got all my teachings about money from my parents, which is not a good thing because they weren't financially free. Would you guys believe me if I told you that you can love, trust, respect your relatives, your parents, your family, but if they're not financially free, they can't teach you how to be financially free. That's a fact. If your teacher's not financially free, they can't teach you how to be financially free. That's a fact. You've got to watch who you're listening to, right? What they got you reading and where they got you going. It's really important. A lot of people fail because they listen to people who don't know what they're talking about. I got my financial education from my parents. I had to undo all the BS I learned to accept new information. I had a dirty glass, empty it, fill it up again with clean information. Does that make sense? I know it can be hurtful, but it's true. Money's the root of all evil. Money doesn't grow on trees. We all learn the same dumb stuff, okay? We all learn the same stupid things. This business right here, this company, gives you a fresh outlook on what's possible with money. They teach you that you don't have to work hard for money, you can work smart for money. If people who worked hard for money, and we knew that were the formula, don't you think construction workers would be the richest people on the planet? Custodians would be the richest people on the planet. They work hard. My hat goes off to them. Our military, my hat goes off to them. If people who worked hard equals being rich, well then those people would be rich. So we obviously know that's not the formula, it's working smart. So Kuvera did something a little bit different. They said instead of teaching people how to work hard, we're going to teach them how to work smart. We're going to fill in the gap where maybe some people's parents missed, maybe where school, university might have missed, and we're going to talk about these different platforms here, right? Has anybody ever heard of the Forex market prior to being involved in Kuvera, if you already know? Right? The stock market, the equities market, cryptocurrency, right? Do you know what to do with taxes to avoid paying a lot? We live in Canada, hello, right? We don't get these lessons. Kuvera plugs in those lessons. So let me go over some of these services. I want to really break down one of them, my favorite one, Forex. Forex is the exchange of currencies, the buying and selling of currencies. So if you leave your native country to go to a foreign country, you trade your native currency for a foreign currency. Now let's use some real world examples to make sure you guys understand what I'm talking about here. Where's the last place you traveled to? Europe? Whereabouts in Europe? Italy? Did you lose or gain money? Lose money. Cool. Anybody else? Mexico. Did you lose or gain money? Lose. Cool. Give me some more examples. Chicago. States. You lose or gain? Lost. Okay. So do we understand? Depending on where you travel in the world, you're going to lose or gain some money. That point in percentage you lose or gain is called the FX market, the Forex market. Large banks, corporations, health companies, insurance companies have been making money trading currencies for the last 150 years. Did you know that when you put your money in a bank, it's trading in the world's pool? $5 trillion a day is going through this pool. They're trading currency. You know how much they're rewarding you for your hard-earned money? And we know it's hard-earned. 0.05% back a year. Not even a full percent. That's disrespectful. Just say it with me. That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
Call your bank, let them know. Right? Does anybody here get more than 2% back a year from their bank?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much do you get?
I get 8% back.
8% back? That's not a Canadian bank.
No.
That's definitely not Canadian. Right? We should talk after. Anybody else? No? So the average person is getting less than 1% back. And you show your loyalty to this bank. Your bank is trading in this market. Now, what's minimum wage in this country at this present time? $14 an hour. So you're getting your $14 an hour, 8 hours a day, right? Some people have screwing up their faces. What do you think it is?
Well, on a monthly basis, they make about 2,000.
2,000 a month? Is that fair to say? Give or take? Can I say 2,000? Do you agree? Consensus? Okay, 2,000 a month. Take your 2,000 a month, take your taxes off of that, of course, because we live in Canada. Oh, Canada, right? Eh? And what you're going to do is you're going to put that money in a bank where they're going to give you 0.05% back. Let's just give you a percent. Let's be generous, right? Do you know your money will double in 800 years? That's the math. That's the plan we bought. People say this is risky, or I don't know if I want to wake up on Saturday morning and hear about this. Okay, well, keep doing what you're doing. In another 833 years, your money will double in that bank. So your money potentially will never work for you in a bank. This right here is some trades I made before I came to this event. Actually, 2 last week and 2 this week. You can see the dates here. These trades right here took me all of maybe 6 minutes. The extra minutes because I was double checking stuff, right? I would have said 5. Now what happened here to make $4,000 in 10 days? 4,000 Canadian dollars in 10 days. Well, what happened was this, it's really simple. Kuvera offers something called trade alerts, okay? They let you know potential opportunities to buy and sell currencies when experts are buying and selling currencies. It looks like this. You have a smartphone, you have push notifications in your smartphone, right? Like text messages and stuff like that. Well, what if you got a notification that said buy the US dollar? Our experts at headquarters at Kuvera, our experts are buying the US dollar today. What do you think you should do? Maybe, right? We're selling the Japanese yen today. What do you think you should do?
Sell the Japanese yen.
There's some geniuses that have the app that say, I don't know if I want to do that today. Okay, cool, right? Well, I follow trade alerts all the time, sporadically. I don't trade every day. We've got about 20 to 30 trade alerts that come in a month. I take the ones, you know, when I'm not busy, when I see them. That's a $4,000 week. I didn't clock in. I didn't clock out. I didn't report to anybody. And the greatest thing is everybody in this room that's active on our platform would have got the exact same trade alerts. You know the only thing that's different between person to person in this room is how much money you invest on every single trade alert. That's the only thing that differs, right? So I can show you a mathematical formula to break it down, but first I want to show you what it really looks like. So, bring back up my slideshow. Artificial intelligence versus human experience. Now, how many people here believe they're busy? I say believe they're busy. Right? People are busy on Netflix, so I don't know, right? Well, what we have in Kuvera is 2 different options. You could be very busy. You really could be very busy. You may not have the time to plug in a trade alert, right? Kareem, give me a trade alert.
USD Japanese yen.
I just got a trade alert, USD Japanese yen. Are we buying or selling?
Selling.
Selling, boom. So I enter that information in my app, I enter the trade alert. Some people don't have the time to do that. Believe me, I've talked to people that say, I don't have the time to pick up my phone for 30 seconds in a day, right? So this is typically what it looks like, how me and Kareem just demonstrated. Experts are gonna analyze the markets. You're gonna copy and paste what they analyze put it in this platform, and you're in profit. It's like that easy. But if you don't have the time for it, we have the artificial intelligence with hands-free technology, and that product is called Rise. Rise trades in the markets 300 to 400 times a day, hands-free. You don't have to enter anything. You switch it on one time, you set it and forget it. Wasn't that an infomercial, like a cheesy one, like set it and forget it? I remember it in my head, but I'm gonna start using it. It's ours now, right? Set it and forget it. That's it. But there's a clause where you can make 20 to 30 to 40 to 50% ROI in a day with the manual trade alerts, with the auto trade alert tool, with Rise. It caps out at 3% a month. Now, what does a bank pay you back a year?
0.0.
Nothing, right? Just say nothing at this point. Right? You're trying to be generous with us. Nothing, right? So if you were getting an extra 24 to 36% back a year compounded for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, would that be okay?
No.
That's the clause. There is people in this room that say that's not a great ROI, right? My friend over here, the rule of 72, could you break that down for me really quick?
Rule of 72 is the vehicle you're using in order to find interest, like your interest divided by 72. So, for example, your 30% or 36% a year divided by 32, that's 2. That your money's doubling every 2 years.
Every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
Is that okay with you guys? That's the clause with Rise. Your money doubles every
2 years.
Why can't we put that sign outside of BMO, TD, Royal Bank? What do you think would happen? Right? Amanda, you come from a bank. Your mom has been working for RBC for the last
15 plus years.
15 years, and you recently got a job there, then quit when you found this.
Yes.
Sorry to tell your whole story, I'm trying to paraphrase, right? What was happening when people were coming in for their retirement plans? Like, what was going on? What was your experience?
Every month, at the end of the month, they all get their pensions, and it's between $500 to $1,000 a month. And it's really hard to watch them try and figure out which bills they can pay this month compared to which bills they have to wait and pay next month because it's just not enough money. Even if their house was paid off, you still have your electrical bills, your groceries, and like you have no money left over to actually enjoy your retirement. So it's really hard when you have people come into the bank or senior citizens going, man, I gotta go find a part-time job because I can't afford my bills.
Right, and 2 and 3 jobs is for 2 and 3 people, but I've drove through Starbucks at 2 in the morning and I've seen a senior citizen asking me if I want cream in my coffee, and that kind of breaks my heart a little bit. It tells me that they bought the wrong plan. This is why we're here on Saturday morning. I know it sucks, but this is why we're here, to make sure nobody buys the wrong plan. So is this everything? No. Is this perfect? No. But is this another option? Yes. Okay? Now there's a reason why we don't hand out pamphlets here, and I'm not wearing this fancy suit. I'm literally in my Chuck Taylors. Because I want you guys to listen to the information and not be impressed by the speakers. I don't care who's up here. You're gonna get the same information either which way. Because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We're a publicly traded US-based company in Salt Lake City. We're rated A+ in the Better Business Bureau. Publicly traded, meaning that you can buy shares in our company, meaning that we're audited by the government every 3.5 months, meaning that we can't lie about our track record. I went to school for criminology. The first thing I looked at was the credibility. I wouldn't be pitching you guys nothing I wouldn't put my own mother in. My mother's in this thing. My grandmother's in this thing. My grandmother doesn't understand it. She calls it the Lord's blessing, but she's in this thing. Right? So here's the deal, right? There's a marketing budget. The reason there's a marketing budget and the reason the person invited you here today is really simple. This company said we refuse to spend money on advertising. We refuse. And I don't blame them. Coca-Cola spent $100 million last year on polar bear commercials. They're not even real polar bears, right? TELUS spent $25 million last year on infomercials with animals. You guys ever seen a TELUS commercial? It's ridiculous. Would it make you want to buy a TELUS phone if you see a little chameleon climbing up an antenna? Like, let's be real. What generation is this, right? Right? McDonald's is getting tired of endorsing celebrities. They're spending too much money. So this company says, we're not going to make that mistake. If we want to become a billion-dollar corporation, we're going to put the money where it matters. Where do you think it matters? Now, how much better do you think business would work if it worked like this? You guys let me know. Debate with me if you don't agree. School work like this. You're going to school for criminology? Bring 3 potential students that want to study criminology in your course. Your semester's free. You guys need to pump gas for your car? Bring 3 people to ESSO, Petro Canada, Husky, Sunoco, and your gas is free. Just don't pump alone. Pump with 3 people and your gas is free. Name your favorite restaurant. Yell it out.
Good.
Somebody's hungry. What's your favorite dish at the K?
I don't know, big steak.
Big steak, surf and turf, yeah? Cool. So bring 3 people to eat with you at the K and your meal's free. Would you ever go alone?
I've eaten there every day.
Every day.
3 people to bring. Let's go for lunch. Just don't tell them what's going on. Your meal's free, right? Well, Kuvera noticed that. They said, well, we have a smarter plan with our marketing budget. We want to grow our company. We think people need to know about it. Do you guys think people need to know about this stuff? 20% a year, 30% a year, right? 50% a year as opposed to 1%. I think people need to know about this stuff. So Kuvera said this. They said, listen, you bring 3 people to our platform, you pay $229 one time, and we waive your monthly cost of $199. Because that's what the regular monthly cost is. We waive your cost. You brought 3 people to our platform, you saved us the advertising dollars, right? You don't pay nothing. You trade with us for free. That makes a lot of sense to me. I would have shared this for free with you guys today just because, right? It's a good deed. They said, well, the marketing budget, we figured we would have spent up to $350,000 a month to open up territories and cities, and right? They said, why don't we just pay that to people? If we pay you $350,000 a month, do you think you could spread this throughout the world? Think about it. No, that's a serious question. Think about it for a second. Don't just yell it out. If this company said, we'll write you a check every 30 days, but you have to spend the whole check. Every 30 days, 350 grand. That's just over $250,000. We're going to pay you direct deposit on the 15th of every month, but you have to spread this message throughout the world. You have to travel every day of the month. Who would be open for it? Or who would attempt it at least? Okay. Some people, right? Cool. And I'm happy not everybody put up their hands for different reasons, for family reasons. I'm happy, right? So this company says this. What if we pay you $20,000 a month, right? Significant difference. But you only had to share it within your own city on a part-time basis. Who would take that deal? You know? Cool. Some people, right? More people.
My dad loves
Right?
traveling.
I'm happy to, right? What if this company says, we'll pay you an extra $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, and all you have to do is share it with some relatives? Who would take that deal? One time. Cool. Everybody else, right? So here's what happened with me. I understood what was going on here. I said, here's a great plan. Here's a concept. Here's a new Facebook. Here's a new YouTube. Here's a new piece of technology that people are not familiar with. If I can articulate this information, break it down, make it
Okay.
simple. Okay, me too. Yeah, let's go, right? I'm pumped up. He's the only one that's pumped up, right? I want him on my team. I want him on my team, right? If I spread this information, they're going to pay me a marketing budget. It's really simple. So I started using the application, trading in the markets, making money in the markets, sharing it with my friends and family. But then I forgot something. My friends and family also have mouse. What do you think they started to do?
Friends and family.
Like accidentally though, like in a really weird way. Instead of like doing it like this, they would do it like over like a Tim Hortons conversation, or like in a living room or at a restaurant. They, oh, by the way, I'm doing this thing on my phone, I'm making money. It wasn't like this, right? But what do you think started to happen with people? They started to say, that's interesting. I'll download it, and I'll entertain it, and I'll try it. Well, I'll tell you something, in 24 months, my income went from $500 a month. I was on minimum wage. I would say I was probably one of the lowest income earners in Canada. Obviously, coming out of university, you're in a lot of debt. Like debt, I had to save up to be at 0. That's what debt means, right? Coming out of that to being, $25,000 a month today, which is more than what the Prime Minister of Canada makes. And I'm not saying it to impress you, but to impress upon you that this thing works, right? It works on 2 levels. The technology is amazing, but then the marketing budget just makes it even that much better to want to talk about it. So the reason the person invited you here today was for 2 reasons. One, to share the gift of trading in the markets and the potential of making money passively on your smartphone anytime you feel like it. And 2, if you know somebody that doesn't want their money to double every 800 years, then you could potentially build a business online with this platform.